Green. Tom? That one, right? Okay, I'll do that one, yeah. I grew up Catholic, guys, and growing up Catholic was scary for me. I'm not going to use your table. I'm going to be a little more polite. I'm going to go over here. This is my table. I grew up Catholic, and it's scary growing up Catholic, because like you're a young kid, you're like 6 years old, and you're at like Bible school after church, and they're in your face, and they're like, okay, now if you do anything bad, Satan's going to climb into your body and rape your soul. Now let's all draw pictures of Jesus being betrayed by the evil Jews. Okay. And it's weird. You're 6 years old. You're not prepared for that. So this scared the hell out of me. Every night I'm going to bed, I'm just lying on my back like I'm not turning to either side, because when the inevitable Satan attack happens, now he's not going to be able to sneak up on me, right? That makes sense. He's just going to show up and be like, hey. Well, I'm going to fucking kill you now, but this is going to be awful for you, I think you should know. But, so it was a little bit scary for me growing up, but getting older now, I'm starting to realize my own things. I don't have to follow a certain religion or whatever. And I kind of just think, that when we die, you just die. And it's sad to think, but that's just it. You go on the ground, you get like eaten by bugs, and drunk teenagers piss on you, and fuck this dead guy, dude. What the heck? And because I can't see there being a heaven, because when they say you go to heaven, I hear you're going to see all your friends and family. It's going to be everything you want it to be. It's going to be your heaven. Well, my heaven would be every 30 minutes, a beautiful woman comes and brings me a beer and then blows me. And she compliments my dick. We both know she's lying the whole time. But it happens. But if I can't get a blowjob out of wedlock, and I can't drink, because you're not supposed to desecrate your body, because your body's a temple. First of all, my body is not. A temple is like a place of like, people go to, it's nice and it's warm, and this is like an old shack that like homeless people do heroin in. Like nobody's happy. There's fucking wind blowing through all the windows because they're not sealed properly, but nobody's gonna do work on the place because people do heroin there, so it's not a big deal. But if I can't get blowjobs and drink on Earth, why is that he's not gonna let me do that in heaven. That's why I don't believe there's a heaven. I can't see that. All your friends and family are there. Well, that's great, but they're not going to blow me. And if they are, that's a really fucked up heaven. And I don't know if I want to be a part of that. When I was a young kid, my favorite memory as a child was going to get my hair cut at the hairdressers. And not because like I was going to look nice and everything afterwards. It was because I loved when she cut my hair and her fucking boobs rubbed up against my shoulder. Oh, God. That is the best feeling in the world when you are 11 years old. You feel this tit rub up, yeah, she doesn't even know, like she has no idea that I'm feeling this because I'm 11. My mom's in the room too, and I'm like, I can't wait to get alone so I can masturbate. And they weren't even nice tits either. They were like all like ruined, like fucked up tits, like chewed up nipples because kids have been sucking on them for years, like they're ring pops, like crunch, And so I loved when her boobs touched me. They would rub up against me, and I'd go home and I would masturbate to Lynn's tits. And it's fucked up because that's how soon it starts for you. I was 11 years old. It might have even started earlier for some other people, maybe 10, 9. But these just fucked up 8, 7, 6, 5. These fucked up thoughts that men have to deal with constantly. 4, 3, 2. In the womb. But these fucked up thoughts that we always have to deal with as men. And it happens at that early age. In your dad's balls. I've seen it. I'm making one of me. But it happens, and we just have to deal with these sick, fucked up thoughts for the rest of our lives until we die. Until we just die. Even old men who can't get boners anymore, they take Cialis and Viagra. And it's not because they make a commercial seem like, be closer, build a bench, and then have sex. It's not about getting closer. We just need to jizz so that we can get this 15-minute break from those fucked up thoughts.
Amen.
And it's not even like a nice 15 minutes either, though. It's like, you're a piece of shit. What do you think about that? Stop watching granny porn. Like, But then 15 minutes later, you're like, what if she was blowing me with an Incredible Hulk hand and singing the Star Spangled Banner? Until we die. It sucks. It's terrible, man. I recently became single, and yeah, this girl. After the show, right? Well, I have no confidence. After the show, right? No. Okay, that makes sense. But I became single, and I was living with my girlfriend, so I had to move. And when I was looking for new places to live, I had to encounter some landlords. And landlords, I think, are the most fucked up humans on the earth. I don't know what it is. I'm going to buy a house and rent it out to you, and I'm going to be the weirdest person ever. I met this one guy. Okay, I was going to see this apartment building, and I walked up front, and I saw this guy. He's a little Asian man, and I said, "Are you the landlord?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go up and see the place." And so we went up, and he's like, "All right, the tenants are in there, but they know you're coming. You can just walk in and take a look." So I walked in, and I took a look at the place, and I come back out, and he was gone. He was just gone. And I was like, well, maybe we'll just walk to another part of the building. So I'm searching around this building for him, and he's just gone. And so at first I was like, it makes sense. He's Asian, so he's a ninja. He's just disappeared doing some ninja things. And then I was like, that's racist. That's racist Matt talking. He also doesn't like black people. But it's racist Matt, it's not me. But then I was like, okay, he's probably not a ninja because I don't think that's realistic. What's a little more realistic, though, is I think he might have just been high on acid. And, he just has really shitty acid trips. Other people are dropping acid and they're like, oh my god, bears are attacking me in spaceships. And he's like, oh god, the tenant in 305 needs to pay their rent to me now because I'm the landlord of this building at 305 York Street. And then he was like, wait a minute, bears and spaceships, and then he ran away. But there was another place that I went to take a look at, and this guy's, he showed me around the place, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever, it was a shithole. But that's another thing too, I hate looking at places because I always feel like I have to be like, this is really nice. And there's dead people all over the place. I can see it here, and the bed would go there in the corner. But he was showing me the place, and we go upstairs to where the bedroom is, and he knocks on the door of the bedroom that would be mine, potentially. And a girl answers the knock, and she says, yes. And he goes, yeah, I gotta show your room. She said, it's not a good time, and by the way, you have to fucking tell me when you're gonna show my room. And he was like, it's fine, and opened her door anyways. I'm standing at the back of the hall. He's at the end of the hall, opening the door. She's yelling at him, get the fuck out of here, what is wrong with you? I'm pretty sure she was masturbating in her bed, and he just was walking into her room. So she's yelling at him death threats, I'm gonna fucking kill you and all this shit. And he's like, it's fine. He's like, see, you can put a bed there, and you can put, he's trying to show me through this crack in the door. I'm like, yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, for sure. So we walk downstairs, and he's like, what'd you think? And I was like, oh, this is perfect for me because I really love privacy, and clearly you are all about privacy. And then he says, yeah, sorry about that. Like it was her fault. What's the big deal about walking in on a chick masturbating? Who cares? What a bitch. Crazy. But so I finally found a place. And it's cool, like when you become single and you get your own place now, it's kind of exciting at first because you're like, sweet, I can jack off and nobody will catch me. That's awesome. That's a really, like, it's a weight off your shoulders. And it's really exciting at first because there's so much porn out there. It's crazy. It's like going to Baskin & Robbins with their 31 flavors, except there's way more flavors and they're way more fucked up. You're like, yeah, give me 2 scoops of like Granny Blows a Dog, and you know. So I'm watching all this porn and it's fun at first, you know. I'm a very creepy, like, I'm very protective of my own penis when I'm masturbating. Nobody else is getting this. Mine. But it's fun at first. But then it gets kind of boring. It just becomes kind of routine, you know? You're like, oh, fucking 7 o'clock. You're going to go again, you know? And so you got to, like, try and, like, spice things up with yourself. So, you know, like, then you fucking, like, maybe do it on the couch. All right. Maybe do it on the kitchen counter. Ooh, those dishes aren't clean. Maybe do it on the washing machine. Outside in the park, and no, officer, those kids just showed up now, and then you're in prison. Which, I mean, is bad, but at least in prison your sex life gets a little more interesting. Sure, you're getting raped by Nazi Jim, but beggars can't be choosers, you know what I mean? Although, I feel like if you were getting raped by Nazi Jim, maybe he's a Nazi. He's a Nazi, right? Obviously, that's why they call him Nazi Jim. Or maybe it's ironic and he's a Jew, I don't know. They're helping him cope with the Holocaust by calling him Nazi. If he hears it enough, he's going to be fine. But I feel like in Nazi Jim, you might be surrounded by a lot of hatred every day, right? So maybe he actually just wants to come home to the cell and, like, cuddle rape you. And it's just like a nice rape. But then, like, that might get old, and you might be saying, like, to the other inmates, he's like, oh, Nazi Jim's getting pretty clingy. I think I'm about to get butt raped by some other people now. I'm going to try it out. And then you do, but you realize the grass isn't greener on the other side, because getting raped by Nazi Jim was way nicer than getting raped by Big Black Dick Tyrone. Why do they call him Big Black Dick Tyrone? He's super mean to all the other inmates. He also has a gigantic penis. That's been my time, guys. Thank you. I'm Matthew Clark.
Matt Clark, everybody, one more time.